Hey people of the VC, it's Andy, a cloudy milder, and I am here to do a collection update video. I have not done one of these in about 5 or 6 weeks. I've got a ton of stuff that's been building up. Truth be told, I just haven't been able to motivate myself to do this. I used to do these regularly on a Friday night, and I've not done a Friday night video for a while, and so I'm trying to get myself back in the groove. I've got a ton of stuff to show. I may have to split this into two parts. I'm going to do CDs first, and then vinyl. I might have a break in the middle. Who knows? But I'm keen to do this one. So without further ado, I'll jump in. I'm going to start off with kind of an honorary mention, really. You might have seen the videos I did with Blackmore Rules, Greg the Egg, and he gave me a ton of VCLT, most of which I've not even had a chance to get out and listen to, being so busy and had so much stuff on my plate. But I did think this one would be interesting, so I gave this one a spin first. Iron Fire, Blade of Triumph. But sorry, Greg, it's not a good one. So as the cover suggests, it's a nice big Viking longboat. So this is what, 2007. It says power metal on the back, and it's very much I think they're German, but it's very much European power metal, that quite high melodic sounding metal. I've certainly got to be in the mood for it. But every song on here is kind of Viking and fighting and metal on metal and battle and victory, and it just song after song of the same thing. Epic battles, blood rivers, and all sorts of stuff. It just kind of gets a bit much after a while, and I kind of got myself thinking about 2/3 of the way through that I wasn't actually listening to the songs. I was listening out for words like battle, victory, and but it was nice of you to pass it on, Greg. I'm glad I listened to it, because I wouldn't have otherwise. But I don't think I'll be looking out for much more of their stuff. But I don't know. I think there are lots of people out there that like this kind of thing. If I want to listen to European style power metal like this, I would probably go for bands like Lost Horizon or Sinbreed. Moving on. Okay, so recently, although a month or two back now, I finished reading Hello Me, Meet the Real Me, Dave Mustaine, A Life in Metal. Really good book if you've not had a chance to read it. I thought it would be just full of self-praise and arrogance, and it mostly is, but you know, it's good to kind of hear his take on it, and it all ends well in the end, as he, you know, obviously cleans himself up, changes his life direction, and reflects on a lot of decisions and things that he's made, and it's quite good hearing it from his side. But it kind of got me wanting to listen to a bit more of the Megadeth that I missed. So I was very much into them in the 80s. I picked up Dystopia this year, but I've got a big gap really in the 90s collection. Some of the classics as well. You know, I've heard them in the past, I've heard them online, but I don't own them on CD or anything on vinyl. So I went for Countdown to Extinction. So this is originally from 1992. This is the 2004 remaster. I've heard it's different, but I'd be interested to know what you guys think. You know, how different is it? Should I be looking out for like an original 1992 version of it? Let me know. So this comes with a number of bonus tracks, which aren't really that exciting. A couple of demos, really. Some previously unreleased tracks. But I really, you know, the title track "Countdown to Extinction" is really cool. Booklet in there has a nice little story about why he went to do the remastering, and you know, a few pictures of the band and whatnot. And yeah, it's just a shame that this charted at number 2 behind and failed to topple Billy Ray Cyrus from the #1 spot, which very bitter about indeed. Also, to go with that, at the same time, I bought the Countdown to Extinction live. So this is from 2013. It was recorded in Pomona, December 2012. It contains all the tracks from Countdown to Extinction album, plus a few more. Not sure if I'm focusing. Yeah, there we go. So a few more in there as well. Pretty good live album. Nice little booklets. The lineup for this tour was Mustaine, Broderick, Ellefson, and Drover. No, I'm looking at the pictures and talking about it. There we go. I told you it's a while since I did one of these. Well out of practice. I thought he was playing a flute to start with there. When I first saw that, it's a double take. I don't remember any flutes in Megadeth. Unless that's on one of the albums I've missed so far. I know Risk was a bit left field for Megadeth, but I don't imagine they'll have any flutes in there. There we go. Okay, so don't really need to talk too much about Megadeth, I guess. Everyone knows them. I'm the one that's playing catch up here, but interested in your thoughts nonetheless. This is a new band to me, next up. Although they've been going since 1998, I believe, that's when they first released their demo, I only recently came across Metal Inquisitor. And this is Doomsday at the H.O.A. Headbangers Open Air Festival in 2007. Straight up German heavy metal band. They've got a load of albums out, and I am going to start looking for some more of them. So this is a live album. It's a very rough and ready live album. You can tell that there's a lot of microphones that are really close to the crowd. So rather than something I guess like Live After Death, where you'd hear like a blanket noise of the crowd, you can hear like individuals yelling "Yay!" all the way through the well, between the tracks, not between the concerts. But yeah, this is really great stuff. I mean, when you think about the big the wave of new wave traditional heavy metal that's on at the moment, and the boost that metal's getting at the moment, and these guys were kind of doing it through the noughties and the teens in 2000. When I play it reminds me a bit of Ram, though when I play Ram it wouldn't remind me of these guys, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I don't know. But yeah, good live album. It's one I've listened to on the way to work a few times. I've not invested enough time to actually match the tracks to their names, so I couldn't tell you which ones I actually like. But there's not really a bad track on there. So if you like live albums and into German heavy metal, check out Metal Inquisitor, Doomsday of the H.O.A. at the H.O.A. Right, next up. Toledo Steel are a UK new wave of traditional heavy metal band that have been going for about 3 years in total now. I think they're from Southampton. They're a straight up heavy metal sound, clean vocals, upbeat heavy metal, very British sounding, which I kind of like. There's a lot of the new wave of traditional heavy metal bands I'm just starting to get into now, whereas a lot of you guys have been into this for a while. It took me a little bit of time to get my head around it. It's different sound from maybe the likes of Skullfist and the other maybe Swedish, Scandinavian new wave of traditional heavy metal bands, but really worth checking out. So I've got the 2013 self-titled and self-released 3-track EP. You can see the picture on there, 5-piece. This is from 2013. Really good. And the release from this year, again an EP called 0 Hour. 6 tracks on this one. Really, really good stuff. Again, really like the last track, Toledo Steel. I do like it when a band has the balls to name a song after themselves, and I think that will be a crowd pleaser for them for years to come. Hopefully for them it'll be their Iron Maiden, and this band will get a good record deal, and they will produce some more good heavy metal. So very listenable, fist pumping traditional heavy metal. They've got their own YouTube channel, so no excuse not to check them out. I will try and remember to leave a link below. Next up we have Lethal Shock, Evil Aggressor. This is a 2016 release on Witch's Brew Records, limited edition. This is number 56 of 700. Quite hard for me to get hold of this one. They have a Bandcamp site, and you can listen to the album in its entirety on Bandcamp. You can buy a digital copy, but the cost of postage from US to the UK for this was more than the cost of this CD. So I didn't fancy doing that, but I did find a European distributor, and still more than I would normally pay for a CD, but I absolutely love this. It's kind of heavy metal, it's speed metal, it's not all out speed metal. This is their debut release, their 3-piece, but it's fast, it's furious. The vocalist sounds like Lemmy with laryngitis. So the vocals are obviously rough, but they're understandable, and yeah, the tracks are it just flies by. It's only about 29 minutes long, 9 tracks, bish bash bosh. It's start to finish. You just can't stop it. It's like a book you can't put down, really, or a CD you can't stop playing. There you go. Pictures of the band, difficult to see, and then a book with lyrics, standard stuff. But yeah, really, really good. One of the favourite albums of this year, to be honest with you. Bold statement, there you go. One of the favourite albums of this year, and I thoroughly recommend you check it out. If you go onto their Bandcamp, maybe try Endless Midnight or Iron Fisted Assault. They're a couple of really good tracks. So there we go. Lethal Shock, Evil Aggressor. I'm going to do the vinyl in a second part. I'm going to put that out tomorrow. Or shall I? I'm 13 minutes in. No, I'm going to plow on. What the hell? This will be a long one, but I've been putting this off for long enough. Right, now, next up, this one's good. This is really excited about this one. Actually getting a copy of it. Again, it was it was expensive to buy off Bandcamp, but I managed to find a distributor in Greece of all places that could get me a copy of. But I needed it. I had to have this one. This is a band called Frenzy, with an EP, and it's only got 5 tracks on it, called Lethal Protector. They're a 5-piece metal band from Spain with an obsession with comic books, as you may guess from the cover. So all the songs are related to comic books in some way, shape or form, apart from the 5th song, Loud and Clear, which is a Racer X cover. But I think if someone had probably described it the way I've just done there, that would probably put me off, because I would think they would just be parodies or something. But they're not parody songs, or tribute songs, like Anthrax's I Am the Law was to Judge Dredd. But these songs are written from the perspective of the comic book characters themselves, and tries to get into their psyche about what they're thinking. Let me just show you the CD, and just look at the artwork on here. So these are actually the lyric sheet. So the lyric sheets are done comic book style. So you can see the first song, Lethal Protector, is about venom, and he's just a little bit bitter that Spider-Man left him and he wasn't able to be a crime fighter himself. So now he hates Spider-Man. This next one, Change to Green. This is my favourite song on the EP. This is the one you should check out. This is about the battle that Bruce Banner has with being the Incredible Hulk. You can see that they'll never understand this is not who I am. The beast that I became, it took my life away. Really deep stuff. You kind of feel for him, having to live with the burden of being the Hulk. Third song is all about life in Sin City, and the fourth song is about tales of Ghost Rider and what he has to do for justice. Yep, and we've got some live shots of the band members and a bit of a bio and thank yous for them. But this is absolutely killer. Had I known how much I was going to enjoy it, as I say, I listened to it digital copy first on Bandcamp. I wish I'd just gone for the vinyl. I didn't go for the vinyl because I thought it's 5 tracks and it's more than I would normally spend on a full-length album. But I need to get the vinyl of this. This is absolutely fantastic, upbeat, straight up heavy metal. Check it out. Right, okay, onto the vinyl. I can go through some of these quite quickly because I think a lot of you have probably seen some of these before, but obviously I'm playing a bit of a catch-up, as I say, with new wave of traditional heavy metal. I first dipped my water into it when I started on the VC, and people were showing a lot of Skullfist at the time, and it didn't click with me. So I kind of just put it to one side and concentrate on building up my 80s metal collection. And I used to say that I probably don't like it because I still like the 80s stuff too much, but it kind of dawned on me that just like new wave of British heavy metal wasn't one sound, new wave of traditional heavy metal isn't one sound either. It's just a movement. And I've even come around to liking Skullfist more now. But there's a wealth of great bands out there to be discovered. One of which she's shown many times before. This is their first Enforcer album that I've bought, but it's their 4th studio album. Band from Sweden. I got it for a really great price, and I'm really enjoying it. Is it particularly original? No. Is it entertaining? Yeah, most certainly. I'm open to recommendations on which of their records I should check out next. Favourite song for me is probably Farewell and Hell Will Follow. I'm not going to get the vinyl, that's just plain back vinyl. So you've been shown before. Next up, now this was a little bit of a disappointment in that, so let me tell you what it is first. So this is White Wizzard High Speed GTO. Now it's a limited edition picture disc, which I guess would be nice if I thought I was buying the picture disc, but unfortunately for me, the online advert I bought it from didn't say it was a picture disc. I thought I was buying, presumed I was buying a black vinyl version, and selling it for, was it, I think $8.99. I thought that was a great price for a vinyl record, and I much prefer having the sleeve, something to look at when the record's spinning, something to do in my hands, keep me out of mischief. So I was a bit surprised when that turned up. Maybe it's a great price for a picture disc as well. It sounds good. I've got no problems with the sound of it at all. I just would have preferred to have the cardboard box that came in, not cover. But it's a great record, none the same. Again, I think they're probably a bit older than new wave of traditional heavy metal. That's from 2009. But very good stuff. I'll be looking out for more of their albums as well as I go on. moving on, I showed this in a seal to reveal. I'm just going to show it now for completeness in here. Suicidal Tendencies, Will Gone Mad. I'm not going to get it out again. I've shown it before, but I've still listened to it a few more times. Clap Like Ozzy is growing on me, and favourite tracks on here are One Finger Salute is great, even though it's goofy, and Get Your Fight On, all good stuff. Living for Life as well, but yeah, still enjoying this one, and showing it here just to tick the box. Last two I've got for you are continuing my discovery of stoner metal. First up is a band called Devil to Pay. Fate is your muse even. So this is a stoner rock metal band from Indianapolis. This is a 2013 release on Ripple. This is their fourth album. They got a new release out called A Bend Through Space and Time, which I've listened to online, and it is awesome, and I will pick that up as funds permit. But I wanted to buy this one before I got the next one, just because I wasn't sure how long these would remain in circulation. Fans of Mothership, so they're on the same label, mentioned Ripple. I think they're comparable in terms of how good they are and how good they sound, not in terms of that they actually sound like Mothership. Their previous 3 CDs, I said this was their fourth, only available on CD. I've not heard those yet, and they're really difficult to get hold of in the UK, so I will they'll go on my wish list, and I'll sort of keep looking out for those on eBay or Amazon going forward. My intro to this band was they did a song called My Inner Lemmy, which they I think they released just before Lemmy died, actually, so it was quite not timely in terms of good for them, but you know, it was but it's a really, really good song. You can hear that on Bandcamp as well. I will leave a link below if I remember, but do check that out. One thing I really getting into with sort of stoner and doom to some extent as well is the different feeling it gives to you than when you're listening to straight up heavy metal. Heavy metal, you know, gets me in my head, gets, you know, I can feel it, and then I love it, and make sure I headbang. But you know, good stoner doom, it gets you in your gut. You know, it makes you grimace when you listen to it. And I'm really enjoying that at the moment. But yeah, listen to Yes Master on Bandcamp, and I challenge you not to wince as your gut wrestles with it as well. This is, yeah, good stuff. Heavy, upbeat at times, but slow, heavy, doomy, and serious at other times. It's a great balance. Wearing You Down is a great song on there as well. Finally, last, but certainly not least, in terms of good music, again, stoner rock, stoner metal. This is Zed, Trouble in Eden. This is a 2016 release. Again on Ripple. I mean, it can't be a coincidence that Zed, Devil to Pay, Mothership are all on Ripple. I mean, they must be, that label clearly knows their shit, and I need to check out more of the bands that they've got, because I'm really liking these type of bands they've got on there. This is their third album. They're from the US Bay Area, but this is my introduction to them. Again, it's an upbeat mix of stoner rock and metal. It's got its more melodic parts, but it remains true to its hard rock roots. Favorite track for me is High Indeed, and nothing too exciting. It's a black vinyl. And it just comes with a nice, shiny, and very, very difficult to read lyric sheet. there you have it. That's one of the longest videos I think I've made. Long overdue. So this is kind of a September, October update to get me back on track with the items of my collection I've bought that don't fit into the 80s metal category. Let me know what you think of these. If you're a first time watcher and you've lasted this long, then please feel free to subscribe and see more of this stuff as and when it comes out. I'm going to try and stick to a Friday night slot going forward for my updates, but we'll see how that goes. I don't want to promise anything too much. Thank you again for watching. Leave me a like and let me know what you think of these. Let's talk in the comments. I'll reply to everything you throw at me, and see you again soon. Cheers.